Let's go to Keith Taylor's question. He wants to know: did Rick have to pay Verne Gagne a percentage since Verne trained him?
I did, but I was supposed to. But when I was leaving Minneapolis, I asked um, Vern and my dad. Well, Vern first for $400 to go down there to North Carolina, and he said no, you're going to do it on your own. So I asked my dad, and my dad said no, you're going to do it on your own. You're going to. I'm not spending my money watching you do something you're not. That's not going to be any good. So I went down there I gave Leslie $200, your wife's mother, and actually, and I took $200. I went down there and I wrestled the first match that night against Abe Jacobs at the Charlotte Coliseum, and Crockett called me into the office the next day, and I said I need $2,000. He said, "What can I do?" He wrote me a check for $2,000. So I think I paid Vern for about 6 months. And then nobody knew I was doing that. And Crockett said, "Dude, what are you paying Verne Gagne?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Fuck that shit." Which is a funny way to look at it because I did owe him, but not for 10 years. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Sure.
And 10% for 10 years would have been a lot of money. So um, I felt bad on one hand, but on the other hand, I thought, God, um, I made it, and I would rather write you a lump sum and all that, but I probably should have just kept paying him. But then it's the way it is in life. You look back and you say, I should have done this, I should have done that. But because I absolutely would have never, I didn't think as I've told many people, I quit twice. That training was so intensely hard. And we weren't wrestling, it was just the conditioning. The wrestling was relatively easy. It was the conditioning and getting our ass beat up by Billy Robinson every day. Um, so that's a tough call. But anyway, the answer I paid her. I think maybe I paid it for a year, but that was it.
Chip Maxey says, Rick, if you decided to stay in the AWA and not gone to JCP, where do you think your career would have ended up? That's a great question because it does feel like Vince essentially borrowed most of that talent to kick off the WWF. Do you think you would have wound up working in the WWF first for Vince?
No, because everything changed. Here's my life. Going down there, I think was the best thing that ever happened to me because I was around. Then it was they made me grow. Does that makes sense? I had Wahoo, and Wahoo was like my mentor. Dusty was gone. Murdoch. I just going south was what made my business, and really what made my business. What made me who I eventually became was the airplane crash, and I wouldn't have had occasion to fly in a small plane back then in Minneapolis, and I was so green, guys. I mean green, and I've got Stevens and Bockwinkel and all these guys ahead of me, Bobby Heenan. I'm just lucky that had such nice friendship with them. Most young guys, you want to be with them so bad, but they don't accept you because it's not normal. But they all accepted me, and that was part of the key to my success. They all liked me, and um, yeah, I'm just happy for the opportunity to have started for Vern. Like I said, was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. You couldn't have told me that when I was getting my ass kicked every day. But going down and meeting the Crockett's and all that was really where I found my footing.